Hey, so one of my very earliest memories is when I shot myself in my eye. I it had to have been 77, so I was not yet 3 years old. We all have to remember, or we have to know that in the 70s, and particularly in Ireland, um, there was nothing for children to do. There was no kids' TV. In fact, we only had one television station. Um, I had an older brother. I have an older brother, and I, being mobile, having gotten myself mobile and walking, I was rummaging through all of his old stuff, and I found those dangerous toys from the 50s and 60s. You know, the nuclear experiment ones. Yeah, that kind of stuff. So I was curious on everything, and I had gotten, it must have been a new product because it wasn't anything from my brother's time. A little plastic gun, probably made in Hong Kong or someplace, um, and it shot out those little darts with a suction, the round suction thing on top. So plop, and it'll stick to whatever it gets stuck to. Well, I didn't like those things because they didn't stick, they didn't work. So they were two piece. The dart, it was two piece. So there was the suction bit on the top, and then there was the dart. So I took off the suction bit, and then I've just got the dart. Boom! Now I'm shooting little tiny pencils, basically. So I was sitting in the hallway beside the telephone, and I was pulling on the trigger, and it wasn't working. It was a sunny day. Then I'm looking into the gun, and I pull the trigger, and it worked, didn't it? Yeah, it worked. In my eye. My mom was 2 rooms away in the kitchen. Blood everywhere. I was shocked. It didn't really hurt me. It was like a punch. Like, it was like a punch. It's like a force. But it bounced off my eye, the dart, and come with great impact, like great impact. Right beside the release of those darts is a pretty fast thing in your eye. So mom phones dad. Dad was at work, far away, and he said, take him to Limerick Hospital. So mom did, put me in the car. So the next city across from where I lived is Limerick, not far, half an hour maybe. And from there I remember being in the hospital. I don't remember getting checked in or anything like that. I remember being in the hospital. And I was there for 4 days, I would say, 4 days. I was in hospital as an inpatient in bed with a big bandage over my eye. I got a present from a visitor of a little toy cash register with coins in it, and you could pop the buttons and it would come up with the total, the numbers you typed in, probably made from the same area of the world as the gun that nearly killed my eye. Plastic toys were a thing. They were only coming in, really. They really only were coming in around the 70s, and there was no regulation really on anything. So that is probably my earliest memory. When I was in hospital, my mom stayed beside me. She slept in the chair beside my bed for the entire time. She felt so guilty about this, that I should never have had this, or that she should have been there, or whatever. But yeah, she slept beside me in the chair for 4 days, which I thought was a bit weird. I really did. I thought it was weird. Why is my mom here? She's not in hospital, I am. But that's how it was. Yeah. So he shot in the eye. It's in the category of a couple of other memories, which may be my first, may not be my first, but they're definitely of my earliest memories. And this would have been summer 77. I would have been 2. Yeah. So that was interesting. So be careful with gunplay, guys. Okay, thanks.